All right, so we had a question about what to do if you felt like you were going to fall while you were bathing. Now, luckily for you, before today, I filmed myself in the bathtub and in the shower. So you're welcome, or I'm sorry, depending on how you look at it, but we'll get to that later. Right now, we're gonna pretend this is our bathroom. You're over here and you're like, rubber ducky, you make bath time so much fun. Okay, the key thing is lower your center of gravity first. It actually makes you less stable if you reach first, especially if you make the mistake of reaching for the curtain. So don't reach for the curtain. Instead, what you want to do first is tuck your chin, lower your center of gravity, and raise your hands. And then, you're like the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wizard of Oz. I'm melting, I'm melting. So the lower and slower you can get, the less likely it is that you'll fall at all. Then you want to go to the corner if you can, not the curtain. So tuck your chin, lower your center of gravity, start melting, and shoulders over hips. You don't want to go this way, you'll hit your head. You don't want to go this way, you'll slip. So keep your hips under your shoulder and your head so that when you melt all the way down. Then if you absolutely had to, you can slow yourself down with one arm, protecting your head and ending up in the bubble bath. Rubber ducky, you're the one. All right? I know the floor is slippery. That's why you gotta get your butt in this corner. Because if it's only the shoulder, you're gonna go, whoa! Right? And if you lead with your head, you're gonna go, whoa! You need to get to the wall and ideally the corner. Why? Because if you have the corner, you have enough friction on your butt to slow down. And then if it's a tub, you'll only fall 1 foot. When you get to the end of that and you start to reach, you'll end up like this. You won't do a full fall like you would on the street. The whole idea is you don't want to go skateboard banana peel and go, whoa! Right? You don't want to do that. And I went to 3 different places to do this for you. I went to a public gym and everyone's taking a shower together. You're welcome when you watch that video. And it was in Japan, so it's guys and girls, I'm just kidding. And I went to like an enclosed shower, and I went to a bathtub, okay? And filmed myself doing it. The idea is you gotta get your butt in the corner so you use the friction to slow down. Not shoulders. If I go shoulders, you'll slip and you'll hit your head. Tuck your chin, Wicked Witch of the West, melt and let your butt clean the tiles of your shower. Let your butt be Mr. Clean. Use your butt like a shaved head and go, oh yeah, it's really clean today. Okay? So you're gonna use that if you can, and the corner will slow you down the most versus the wall flat. If you can get to the corner, that's the best. Not every shower has the same alignment, right? So another tip is, if this is the wall, I aim the shower head toward the wall. So I'm more likely to be close to the wall when I'm bathing instead of close to the curtain. Okay? And yes, your shower might be the other way. Okay. Here's the curtain. Fine. Aim the shower head at you and at the wall so that it's more likely you can get to this corner. If I can't get my butt to the corner, get your shoulder and hip in the corner and slide in that line. Then even if you do start to fall, you can slow yourself down on the wall, but you gotta keep your butt on that wall and your chin tucked. That way, worst case, when you get to the end, you might have that, maybe. And you might have a sore butt, but you won't have a broken head. Tuck your chin, get to the corner, and melt like a wicked witch of the west.
Now, in an ideal world, you have a really good setup like this, where there's safety bars and a seat. So in an ideal world, you set up your bathroom in such a way, like here at the gym, where it's super safe for you to take a shower. All right, so if you're lucky, you have safety bars, but if you don't, and you're here, what you want to try to do is tuck your chin, lower your center of gravity, and melt into the corner of the wall. Keep your hips under you and get low. Then if you need to, as you descend, you can reach to grab. If you keep going, you can reach along the wall and slide all the way down. Aloha e malampuna. So, what about falling while you're taking a shower? Now, if you have a bathtub set up like this, the key is to stay close to the wall. Now, in this case, the shower head's already aimed at the wall, so it's relatively easy to stay close to the wall. And then, if you start to feel unsteady, you want to be like the Wicked Witch of the West and start melting. So you tuck your chin, you go, I'm melting, I'm melting, I'm melting. And the idea is going into the corner, you're safer and you're unlikely to hit your head. Because the number one rule is protect the head. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time so much fun. All right, so this is actually an example of a really safe shower setup. Because once the door's closed here, I actually have 360-degree support from falling. It's not so much this little soap rack, it's the bar that supports the shower itself that makes it quite easy in different positions to stay safe. And just like in the tub, we want to, if we had to, we want to tuck our chin and melt into that wall. If there is something steady like this to grab, that's great. But in our worst case scenario, if you tuck your chin and melt into the wall, you'd be a lot safer. All right? So that's the basic of how to fall while bathing. Now we're all going to try it in slow motion. So everybody, here we go. This was your question, so as Nye would say, you're welcome. So you're bathing, come on, get into it. Get into it. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time so much fun. Now you have a moment of unsteadiness. First thing you do, make yourself shorter. Lower your center of gravity. Hands come up in front of your face, hips under your shoulders. Now, if you have to, you keep going as low as you can. Then one hand only reaches as you turn. So you want your butt and hip to go, you reach as you turn, and if you have to, you end up in your teddy bear and your tub. You're bathing. Oh yeah. Rubber ducky, you're the one. Now you feel yourself unsteady. Lower your center of gravity. Hands come up. Get as low as you can. One hand reaches. Turn to your butt. And sit in the tub. And enjoy the sudsy awesomeness. Oh yeah.